Hi Pisces, this is going to be your reading for the end of June. It's good for the Sun, Rising Moon, or Venus sign of Pisces. Please keep in mind, as always, this is a general reading. It's not a personal reading, so it's not going to resonate with all of you because it isn't meant for just one of you. Check your Rising Moon or Venus sign if this doesn't resonate. You could find your messages there. If you want a message to resonate with you 100%, book a private reading with me. The link to my website to schedule is in the description below. If you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know when I read for your sign. All right, let's get into it for you, Pisces. They wanted me to read cards all in the upright, and they told me, and I love reading in reversals. I think it's more realistic because life is full of reversals. And they said, no, it will work out. And I said, all right. And they did want me to use oracle cards to look deeper at what you guys are going through and to give you guys advice for the end of June as well. I got interesting cards for you. I got cards of self-worth several times throughout the spread for the end of June when the cards fell out. And I can see that you guys want to make some changes. I think that you guys are trying to leave some old patterns and some old stuff behind and start some new things as well. At least you're thinking about it. But I think self-worth and finances and money might be affecting those things. Yeah, that's what it looks like here. So, and we're all stressed out about finances, money, career, and family these days, especially with what's going on in the world. The first card that came out of the Spirit Animal Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed was Antelope Spirit. Life is speeding up. But it came in the reverse, which actually tells me that something might be slowing down for you to a degree, or you feel like you're having a hard time with the outcome. One of the messages of Antelope Spirit is about how quickly we move and to not miss any details. That was one of the first things I saw. And it also says if something is not going to be in your best interest, no matter how badly you want it, Antelope will quickly remove it so you can move toward what is truly meant to be for you. If something is taken away, be grateful and keep moving. This is not the time to sit still, but to breathe deeply as you move forward with velocity. So I do think that life at the end of June, moving into July, will start to speed up for you guys, but that right now, the pace is a little bit much for you. For some of you, it's not moving quickly enough, or it's moving too quickly and you're having a hard time with having your thoughts and your feelings keep up with your actions right now. Things are being taken away. New things will come in the place of what are gone. Life is speeding up. Just remember the message of it. Whatever's being left behind was meant to be left behind. It will make way for new things, and to not get frustrated by the pace of your life right now. A lot of pace will change for you guys at the end of the month and moving into July. And Skunk Spirit came out, know your own worth. This came in the reverse. Some of you are struggling with knowing your own self-worth. One of the first things I saw is like how much you're asking from an employer, and as well. So some of you need to be reminded to know your own worth. Some of you are thinking about traveling for work as well. I heard a career message off of that. And I know that this was just meant to be a deeper message for you. Know your own self-worth. Skunks, we have a negative connotation with them, but the truth is they're very valuable animals. They're very important in the food chain. They're very smart. They're very good at protecting themselves. And they sometimes, you know, they emit an odor and they can aim really well. Skunk can spray up to 20 feet when they're young and healthy, and they end up getting a bad rap for it. And they will protect themselves when they're feeling uncomfortable. So I think a lot of you might be struggling with some anger issues, or you're dealing with a person that does, and you or a person around you might have a hard time controlling that. Feeling the need to express yourself a little bit differently was the first message I heard, or someone else around you feels the need to protect themselves in some way. Watch out for lower energies and watch your own energy level. And it's here to remind you, know your own worth. You are worth more than you think you are. I noticed a lot of pentacles came out for you guys. Just remember, one of the things that your planet of Neptune teaches us is to see through falsities of glamour and surface things, even surface beauty, and to look deeper and to know your own self-worth. The planet of Neptune, which is your planet Pisces, teaches us that glamour is an illusion. And that sometimes here on earth, we judge ourselves and our own self worth on superficial things. Neptune teaches us to dream big and to look within ourselves and look beyond those things to determine our own worth and the worth of others. So they wanted you to hear all those things. Do I have any more messages about? No, they're saying we're done with that. I used a different oracle deck as well to look just a little deeper at some of the stuff you're going through. Self worth came out again. I got vanity, despondence, but enlightenment. And that is your card. Your card came out, Pisces, the Hanged Man, which is about enlightenment and self worth. So I think you're dealing with some people this the end of June, or even you yourself, are feeling a lot of pressure about social norms, societal norms, and things that like the haves and the have nots. I think you're feeling a little bit of despondence in some way. The despondence card doesn't look like despondence to me. Despondence means like you're feeling kind of a general malaise, like, you don't have much of a response to things, or someone around you is a little numb around you. In this card, it looks like a card of jealousy or an annoyance with this Empress. Don't judge yourself or compare yourself to other people. But I think you guys are feeling a bit despondent. For some of you, it's with parenting, and you're just like, I'm so done with this. I need a change. I see that you guys are worried about family, finances, and career at the end of June, Pisces, but I do think you want to break free of some traditional norms. And even, I don't see you guys wanting to run away from a responsibility, but I see with the energy of Scorpio here and the Fool, you want new beginnings and like a death and a rebirth. But at the same time, I can see with the Hierophant here that you're very much being influenced by society at large, your family, traditions, the system, very much so. Some of you work for a big company, some of you want to go to school, some of you are committed to family and your responsibilities here, and you're being affected by it. But I do see that you need some change, and despondence suggests that. I do think at the end of June, you will have a moment of enlightenment where we begin to see something from a different point of view. You will have a moment of enlightenment that will help with the despondence, and I think it will help you to know your own self worth. I see, I like that there's this throne here and there's no one sitting in it. There's no one here. They're just showing me, they're telling me to mention this. There's no one here to tell this person who and what they are. She's meant to sit in that throne. I think that throne is yours, Pisces. All you have to do is claim it. She's like, is this mine? And the heavens are saying, actually, my dear one, my little human, it is. So I think you're going to have this moment of claiming your power. It will require a beginner's mindset. Wow, they're really giving me a lot of clairaudience messages are coming through for you tonight. That's great. Thank you, Spirit. So at the bottom of the deck, I have the Seven of Pentacles. I also see the Hermit here. I think you're spending a lot of time alone thinking. This is the energy of Virgo, really searching your soul. And I think you're handling it okay. You know, when we are deep thinkers and we search our souls, we do get a little mopey. The Seven of Pentacles is a time where, you know, this guy has planted this garden and he's waiting for something. He's waiting for something to grow. This is where we think about we take a long-term view of our life, and we want sustainable results, and we want to persevere and we want to invest. But it feels like a feeling of futility. We're like, when is this money tree of mine going to grow? When do I get to see a return on my investment? It seems as though you're waiting for something to bear fruit, and it's tough. And I think that that might be a little bit of a push pull for you, because at the center of it all, we've got the Eight of Wands. You're showing me the Eight of Wands, and that's that antelope spirit. Pisces, this is about movement and fast paced change and taking action. This can even be about travel or alignment, coming into alignment with people or situations. Sometimes this means messages and texting and communication, things rapidly, quickly moving. This will happen for you guys at the end of June. Some of you are thinking about making some changes. There might be a lot of communication, especially as we come out of Mercury retrograde. Things may start to speed up for you. I think you're wanting some kind of fast paced change in communications and something to happen in your life or with other people or another person. You might have even been expecting it, but the challenge right now is this Five of Cups. You seem, again, it's a card of disappointment with the Five of Cups. The challenge is maybe things that happen quickly at the end of June you will be disappointed with the results. The Five of Cups is a bit of a despondence. We think about our failures and our regrets and our disappointments in life. We cry over spilled milk. We focus on what's wrong and we don't see what's right. She still has a cup or two left standing, but she's focused on the ones that have spilled. Third party situations may be going downhill, or reforming your soul tribe or something like that is what I'm hearing. The challenge is self forgiveness and moving on and just saying, this was a personal setback. I can forgive myself. I see you guys working through some emotional changes while wanting some. I think you want something to move quickly and it's not, or you want to change and I'm feeling like a frustration off of it. So this is just the challenge, just working through any regrets you've had, any disappointments, and any feelings of pessimism. Just forgive yourself and move on. Life will speed up. I think you're wanting something to change and it's kind of not working out the way you want. It will be okay. This could be worse, It really could. What's driving you is great, though. The Nine of Pentacles, but the Nine of Swords. You're not alone, Pisces. I feel you guys. So, what's driving you is really wanting to do well financially. This is self sufficiency. This is financial independence. This is even abundant luxury. This chick is a badass bitch. She's got herself together. I think that you're wanting this in your life. And I think career, finances, and knowing your own self worth. The Nine of Pentacles is a card of self worth. This seems to be a struggle for you at the end of the month. You might be waiting for somebody to be single, or you're thinking about it, or you're just wanting, because I do have an Empress up here, which is on your mind. So for a lot of you, you're in very committed situations of marriage, or you're in a role at your job where you're the boss or something. And it's great to have that control and all that creativity and be that super mom or super dad and all that. But what about the money? Like, some of you are forced to stay home instead of working, things like that. And I think you're stressed out about your pentacles and being self sufficient and finances and stuff, because it looks like a bloody nightmare. There is anxiety, there is fear and worry, and even some depression and some sleepless nights over this. I think when we all focus on life in a realistic way like this, it is stressful. It's easier to just be dreamy about things. I see you guys being a classic water sign with these cups here and the hangman, but also really getting down into your earth energy and thinking about life in a very logistical way. That's not a bad way to be driven. I think this is just something you guys will have to work through. Take better care of yourselves, sleep well, eat well, and address any issues of fear and anxiety. We are all afraid financially right now. And in regards to independence, you're not alone. In the past, the Page of Wands to the Six of Swords. So, also a duality. I think you started exploring something that was very inspiring to you. New job, new relationship. It was young, it was fun, it was fresh. You thought there was limitless potential. You felt like a free spirit. But something might have happened that moved you to an energy that you ended up needing to make a transition. I think you were trying to explore something, but it got kind of halted because the Six of Swords is a slower energy. This is like a Sagittarius energy where it's like, woohoo, we have a blast. But then something happened that you just needed to move on from it. You needed a change. And you really needed to release baggage in order to explore and study this. I think it was something fun initially, but I think it was something you just ended moving on from, or someone moved on away from you. This could have been a person in your life that didn't want to commit. This could even be a child that's moved off to college or something like that, and that was hard for you as well. If your kids are going through transitions, maybe this is one of your kids becoming very self-sufficient and you're like, oh my God, they're not going to make it. They're going to make it. It'll be okay. They're going to make it as long as you're there for them, if it's one of your kids. What you're thinking about, the Empress, the Ten of Pentacles, the Two of Pentacles. So this could be you, Pisces, or this could be your person or a person around you. The Empress is a Libra or a Taurus. It is a mother. That's the queen of all queens. That's wifey and boss lady right there. You're thinking, I need to get very creative in this situation. Some of you are having a baby, or you're thinking about it. Do we do this again, or do I go back to work? I just heard that just now. I think you might try to manifest it if you're trying to have a baby. If you're trying to have a baby, I think you're going to give it a good go. I don't know if dad's on board, though. We'll see. Of course, not all of you are trying to conceive. But if so, this looks good. So The Empress needs to get creative. She needs to be grounded and nurturing and practical. She's very beautiful. She takes good care of herself and everyone around her. She has an enormous responsibility. So you're thinking about that, or you're thinking about a person in your life that embodies that for you. I can see with the Empress and the Ten of Pentacles, that's your karmic empire here on Earth. That's wealth, that's financial security, that's family, that's long-term success and equal contributions. And with this Two of Pentacles, it's like, what do I do? I'm seeing a demotation here from the 10 to the 2. Some of you have been having financial issues and you're like, how do I get creative? How do I take the lead here with this Empress energy? There's a Empress in every man and every woman. This can be a masculine as well. And it's like, now we have only two pennies to rub together. Shit, what do I do? How could I get creative? How do I keep my abundance here with the Nine of Pentacles? I can see why you're worried. But I think that in the end of June, the Two of Pentacles is usually about multiple priorities, time management, prioritization, and being very flexible and adaptable. I can see that at the end of June, you guys will be very busy and juggling a lot. Make sure you take care of yourself, okay? And make sure you take care of others as well. I think you'll be in some situations where you're the Two of Pentacles is like, what do I do? What do I do? I see you logistically trying to figure it out in the 3D. It's so grounded. You guys are so grounded at the end of June moving into July. I'm impressed. Everyone's like, Pisces are daydreamers. They're lazy. I'm like, no, they're not. Pisces are shrewd business people that are highly creative and artistic. Sit down. Pisces is amazing. I think you guys are going to work it through all this stuff. King of Pentacles to the Five of Pentacles is your actions. Tough. So this King of Pentacles is very committed. I'm seeing a family here. Yes, I'm seeing a family and even children. And the King of Pentacles has got his mind on his money and his money on his mind. Bravo, Pisces. This is about wealth and business. This is about leadership, security, discipline, and abundance. So I can see that this is the goal. But I think you guys are worried with the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is very much about change. If this is finances for you, some of you have taken a loss and a hit. And I can see you're doing two things at the same time. On the one hand, you've got a bit of a lacking mindset and you're really worried. And on the other hand, you're like, okay, I need to figure this out. Some of you are getting help with a father, from a dad. This could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in your life that might be helping financially in some way. I think that you don't want the help if that's what's going on. If I had to guess, for some of you, you are married and I'm seeing your family show up here. This could be a person you're focused on. Some of you might not be getting exactly what you want from this King of Pentacles, or being this King of Pentacles is a lot. I want you to notice something about this card. She's alone in a room and she feels so stuck and isolated and she can't seem to get out. But look, do you see the key? There's the key right there. If she would just look up, she would realize she can get out of the situation. Now, not all of us can get out of situations where we're not getting enough of what we want. We're not getting enough of what we need. If these aren't pentacles, they could be emotions. They could be time. They could be your sleep. Even our emotions can be considered currency here on Earth. So if you're feeling isolated, if you're feeling worried, look around. There might be a key. There might be help around you and resources you're not aware of. And if you're not getting what you need, just stay in King of Pentacles mode where you're like, look, I do expect abundance in my life and security, and I need to take the lead. I am the King of Pentacles. I tell myself that all the time. When I'm worried about money and logistics and stuff, I'm like, be the King of Pentacles. Keep your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Take the lead in your life and stay grounded. Be supportive, be practical, and be goal driven. Watch out for being a little bit stubborn, okay? Think outside the box. Let that water energy come through. I think you're going to handle yourself well because the way you see yourself, the Magician to the Four of Wands. Okay, Pisces, are we manifesting? You want to manifest. The Magician has a plan. He knows that he has to be the single catalyst for change in his life and in a situation. He cannot be cynical. He cannot let any of his talents go to waste. He has to be a jack of all trades. He has to kind of focus. So those around you might think you're a little distracted. You're not. You're focused on manifesting. It's what you need to do. So manifesting something, wanting to work alone. You'll want to work alone. You see yourself being the only one that can make changes. That's heavy. That's tough. I can see why the Nine of Swords is here. But you seem to be wanting to manifest stability. So some of you want to manifest a homecoming. Some of you are feeling a little left out in the cold and disappointed by a situation that you once were very excited about with this Page of Wands and the Six of Swords. Sorry, I realize you guys can't see that. I think you feel as though you have other responsibilities. Um, right now, this magician could be Virgo. This could also be a child. The magician is a young person discovering their power for the first time, but you're never too old to be the magician. Some of you do want to manifest a homecoming with someone that you miss. And I think are obligated to responsibilities. Or maybe you want to manifest a homecoming and stability that will just bring joy and harmony and relaxation. I see that that's what your main goal is at the end of June when you're the best of yourself, just trying to manifest a stable foundation where you can just relax and have harmony and feel happiness. It can sometimes be a homecoming, but regardless, manifesting stability is great. I see you being proactive in your life and at least trying to figure it out with the Two of Pentacles, right? An energy around you. This could be a friend, a family member, coworker, boss, a relationship of some kind, the one you're thinking about right now. They're showing me the Chariot, the Knight of Cups, but the Two of Wands. So you could be dealing with a Cancerian, another water sign perhaps, or a fire sign, but of course not necessarily. This person feels very driven. This is a person that might want to come and see you, but typically with the Chariot, we move on and we don't look back. This person is very driven towards what they want. They're also showing me they see themselves as the Chariot. They know where they're going. They're moving forward. They could either be moving towards you or moving away from you. I think they have more than one choice here. They are showing me that they are the Knight of Cups. Okay, Romeo, this person's showing up as a knight, and knights are not tied down. They come and go as they please. Okay, so this person is very romantic and charming. But a Knight of Cups can over romanticize things and get a little unrealistic when they don't get what they want. So this person's going to really pour on the charm. They seem very driven, but they seem to be looking away. So this could be a kid wanting to travel for college. This could be a relationship with a person that you're missing or something. It could be in a situation where you've had to stay obligated and committed, and you might have been, the devil didn't come out, but it could have been I don't want to say temptation of some kind. Some of you this could be you looking for new things in your life, really wanting to pour your heart into it, but this is meant to be a person around you. This person has more than one choice. They are planning for the future. They're watching from afar and they're focused on a new beginning, but they have more than one decision. They have more than one path they could choose. They may choose relocation. We will see. So that's what's going on with the energy around you. The way you're feeling, your hopes and fears, Page of Pentacles to the Hangman. So this is where we explore and study something. Pages, explore and study. This is a manifestation of something small and casual in the 3D. It's an object, it's an exchange of some kind. Sometimes this is a skill development or a financial opportunity. Sometimes this is just a small gesture where we casually dip our toe into something and manifest it. I think you're waiting. Some of you are waiting on getting a new job at the end of June, waiting for a relationship of some kind to materialize. This also could be a child or an earth sign. And the Hangman is where we want something to happen here. We want to explore and study something in the 3D with this pentacle. But the Hangman has to pause. He's in a situation that he's not entirely comfortable with. This is your card, the Hangman, the card of enlightenment, where you have to surrender to something. Always a sacrifice needs to be made when the Hangman comes. You'd have to see something from a different point of view and let go. So I think you guys are mopey about waiting for something to materialize. It could be with a relationship or work, families clearly at play here, or responsibilities. And I think what you'll be feeling is, I just have to pause and surrender to things that I can't control. I can only control myself. There might needs to be a sacrifice that needs to be made. I'm just going to hang still and surrender and be withdrawn a little bit until I can see it from a new angle, and then I can have a solution, and then I can manifest it. That's what I see you guys doing. You're ending on great cards, and I have a little bit of deeper advice over what's going on for you guys. And I don't always show every one of those cards. It tells me what's going on, but I wanted to. The Hierophant, Taurus, Death, Scorpio, the Fool. My goodness, a new beginning. So you guys are very much knowing that you need to play by the rules. This is university, this is marriage, this is commitment. Sometimes the Hierophant is a counselor. It can even be our spiritual practices. It's a path of self and betterment. It's family, it's tradition, it's the system. You feel obligated to this. You will even feel pressure by it. It might even challenge your own self worth, okay, in some way. And I think you want a death and rebirth. You will be going through a transformation and a change. Don't be afraid of what dies. This could be the ending of a major commitment or just simply something changing for you. With death and rebirth, everything that has an ending does have a new beginning. I see you trying to stay committed to some stuff that are important to you in your life with this grounded Taurus energy. Some of you are dealing with a Taurus. That might have ended to some degree. I see it as a transformation that will make way for a new beginning. The Fool has a beginner's mindset. The Fool takes a leap of faith. He starts a new cycle in his life. He does sort of have to let go and trust. I think that's what you're hung up about. You're starting some kind of new cycle moving into July, and you're like, wait, there might be sacrifices. I might need to have a death and a rebirth. I might have to make a transformation. How can I stay obligated to what I need to in my life and still have this beginner's mindset? Go for it. Trust yourself. If you're the magician, you will have a plan. Okay, you will have a plan. But I think it's hard for you guys because the final cards that came out they dropped out of the deck, so they said let them stand. Ten of Swords, Knight of Swords, Ten of Wands. You guys are facing some painful endings with the Ten of Swords and crisis and deep wounds that you need to face. I see some of you kind of running away from that, running away from the pain. That's okay if you feel like that's what you need to do. You might be trying to move on and heal from some crisis and loss, and you know that you have to seize the moment and do it. The Knight of Swords will seize the moment and go out on a limb. He can be very brave and very direct. He can even be a little harsh, so watch your words and communication. But I see you guys, this could even be a health issue, a near-death experience even, or a death of some kind. If so, it might have happened quickly. If that has happened in your life, I'm sorry. I know that that's hard, but I think what's happening is these endings, there will be burdens that you face. You will feel like you're doing it all alone. It will feel like a crisis. The advice is you need to be the Knight of Swords. Be brave, be direct, be daring, be the hero in your own life. Seize the moment. If you want action and you need to think fast, you need to be ambitious, and you need to be driven to succeed. Just make sure you're not running away from something. I see that you're trying to work through some stuff at the end of June, Pisces, but stay grounded and practical to what you're obligated to. Yeah, that's a lot though. All right, Pisces, so that's your end of June reading. If this resonates with you, I hope it helps you. Book a private reading with me if you want to work with me personally. I love you guys. You're one of my favorite signs. I'm always listening to the universe for you, Pisces. Take care of yourselves. I really love you guys. I'll see you next time.